Why aren't they taking gang members? Why is ICE not taking gang members and serious criminals? You have to ask yourself that question.
Hi guys, my name is Esther Daniel and you're welcome back to the channel. Before we move on to what people has to say, please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video to help the channel out. And don't forget to drop your opinion in the comments.
Do you know where your fruits and vegetables come from? Over 1/3 of U.S. vegetables and also 3/4 of fruits and nuts are grown in California. Did you know that? Well, right now in California, because of all these ICE raids, 70% of workers are gone due to workers being afraid of the ICE raids. 70%. And in an article I was reading on The Guardian, someone in the business said, if 70% of your workers don't show up, 70% of your crop doesn't get picked and can go bad within one day. This is real, and it has a devastating impact on the entire United States. And according to the story, California farms generate $60 billion in agricultural sales every year. Even Trump had said at one point a couple weeks ago that our farmers are being hurt badly. They have very good workers. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be great. Okay. But then he turned around after he was going to supposedly protect farm workers and restaurant workers and said, no, we're going to continue raids on them too. And right now there's been no policy to change anything. And you know, it's a ripple effect. So this is going to take maybe a couple more weeks, maybe a month, and we are really going to start to notice the prices are going to skyrocket for fruits and vegetables and nuts. And forget the GOP and the MAGA people who are going to say, oh, we'll get our stuff from other countries. No, you won't. And if you do, you're going to pay. And at the end of the day, what part of $60 billion in sales revenue did you not understand? So enjoy your avocados, your apples, your tomatoes, your lettuce, your corn, your watermelon, because in the coming weeks, you're either going to have none or they're going to cost so much money, a lot of people will just not be able to afford buying them. Why aren't they taking gang members? Why is ICE not taking gang members and serious criminals? You have to ask yourself that question. And once you hear yourself say it out loud, come up with an answer. Why do you think ICE is doing all of these raids and they're going to places where people actually work, like restaurant workers, farmers, car wash attendants? Why is ICE going after that? Trump said he was going to get rid of the worst of the worst. He was going to start with the worst of the worst. He has yet to do that at all. There are known gangs and gang members and leaders of gangs, like very well known to the government in this country. And none of them have been taken by ICE. So you want to know what I think? I'll tell you exactly what I think. The reason that they're targeting regular, hard-working, undocumented workers, but a lot of them are documented. They're just grabbing them, but they're not going into the really dangerous neighborhoods. So the reason they're doing it is because they want to damage our economy. That's exactly it. That's really the only reason. And that's what dictatorships do. They want to weaken and damage the economy slowly without you noticing. How do they do that? They arrest farm workers. What happens when they arrest those farm workers and deport them? Who is going to pick all of the vegetables and the fruits? They're going to all of these places that provide unbelievable amounts of labor, number one. Number two, billions of dollars in tax dollars, because a lot of these undocumented, most of them actually, or people who are here on visas and whatnot, they pay billions of dollars into our tax system. So the only explanation as to why they're not going after the really bad criminals is because those people won't have an effect on our economy because they don't work legitimately. Boo! You heard me, huh? They don't work legitimately. They provide zero incentive to destroy an economy. How can Trump destroy our economy? Very easily. Get rid of all these skilled and very much needed laborers, the labor force. And that is exactly what he's doing.
Well, already the crops are rotting in the fields in California. In Kern County, California, the largest agricultural county in the largest agricultural state in the country. Immigrants are terrified to go to work since a series of Border Patrol raids have been going around and rounding up anyone even remotely suspected of being a farm worker, meaning anyone who looks Hispanic. By the way, in a county that is 56% Hispanic. This is the county that grows all of our fruits, all of our grapes for wine, nuts, almonds for almond milk, you name it. And there is no one to work the fields, and immigrants are now staying home, leaving the fields to go untended. If you thought food was too expensive, wait until you realize who grows our food. What on earth is wrong with Republicans? They're saying that 75% of immigrants have been staying home since these raids, terrified to go to work growing the food that we eat. Please share your thoughts and don't forget to follow me on YouTube.
How come ICE isn't chasing the white immigrants? How come ICE isn't chasing the immigrants from Russia, Poland, Europe? How come? It's not about race, it's not about skin, but here we go.
And there's reports now that some farmers have 100% of their workers not showing up and they're being forced to shut down. In South Texas, they grow grapefruit, they grow oranges, lots of different citrus varieties, leafy greens, onions, potatoes, peppers. So not only are the prices of what we can get going to go up at the grocery store, but also there's going to be massive food waste if there's nobody picking these crops when they're ready to be picked. I hope MAGA likes a diet of strictly processed foods.
Nobody feels safe when they hear the word ICE, even the documented people.
In the vast agricultural lands north of Los Angeles, California, fruits and vegetables are rotting at peak harvest time due to a sharp reduction in workforce. Farmers, field supervisors, and workers told Reuters that President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown, specifically raids by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, are frightening laborers, causing most of them to stop showing up. Some workers Reuters spoke to withheld their identities. One worker said, well, one gets up in the morning and you get up with fear because many of us can leave our house, and we probably won't come back. Greg Tesh is a farmer in Bakersfield.
We need the labor when we need the labor, or else we'll miss things, we'll fall behind. And the investment's already put in months, sometimes years ago.
Over a third of U.S. vegetables and over 3/4 of the country's fruits and nuts are grown in California, according to the California Department of Food and Agriculture. The state's farms and ranches generated nearly $60 billion in agricultural sales in 2023. Republican Douglas Holtz-Eakin, the former director of the Congressional Budget Office, said an estimated 80% of farm workers in the U.S. were foreign-born, with nearly half of them in the country without documentation. Losing them will cause price hikes for consumers, he said. Studies show that native-born workers tend not to fill the void left by immigrant workers who have moved on. Farm workers like Giovanni Lopez have noticed the trend.
The majority of Mexicans will work anywhere, and there are a lot of them. And the gringos said it's that they hardly work in construction, let alone in the fields. But Mexicans do work everywhere.
Trump conceded in a June 12th post on Truth Social that ICE raids on farm and hotel workers were, quote, taking very good long-time workers away from those sectors, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace, and adding, quote, changes are coming.
If there was ever a time to be extremely alarmed at what is going on in the background of politics, it will be now, especially after what Donald Trump just said out of his own mouth regarding the detainees or immigrants that have been taken into custody by ICE and what they plan on doing to them and with the ones that are needed for our leisure industry, which would be hotels, etc., and for the farmers, and how he wants them to take responsibility of them. But if you don't know what that means, I'll roll the clip and then explain it to you afterwards.
Criminals out of our country, and we're looking at doing something where in the case of good reputable farmers, they can take responsibility for the people that they hire and let them have responsibility, because we can't put the farms out of business, and at the same time we don't want to hurt people that aren't criminals. Most of the people that came in over the last 3 years under Biden, those people, you have a lot of criminals, you have a lot of I mean, we're looking at that very closely.
Now, as someone's ancestors who were taken responsibility of by people in order to produce tobacco, cotton, and other major industries that perpetuated the whole entire United States into what they are now, I want you to know that that is exactly what it sounds like, but I will not say it because I do not want to get a violation. That is a part of the Constitution, one that we just celebrated on the 19th, people that look like me, that says another person cannot own another person, nor take responsibility for them. So for your president of the United States to basically arbitrarily say that he's going to allow certain people to stay in the USA under responsibility of a farmer, the South African farmers that were just bought here, okay. One of the saddest things to be a part of ever in my life as far as where I live. And I want y'all to know that when they told people to get out, I'm starting to see they fucking meant it. I came on here a little while ago and said that for some reason the Lord told me to watch the movie Roots, the real show Roots, the one that began the entire Roots collection. And I asked y'all what would stop them from doing this today, and now we know nothing. And now we know I was right. I need y'all to just let all the bullshit, streamer university, all that shit go and pay attention to what is going on in politics. Politics is getting fucking scary.